If anyone has drugs, it's high school kids under the bleachers.
Z papa da di da da ba da di Sukalamike bukyak
Jesus.
Vafangulo.
We must pray to our brothers and sisters.
Dude. I was God pilling for a sec, dog.
You were God pilling for a second there.
I was God pilled.
I mean, I get God pilled. I don't. Sometimes I'm in my bed and I'm like, do I believe in God?
Well, is it intellectually like, what was I?
Intellectually honest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it intellectually honest
I don't. That's the
or
part.
dishonest to
Yeah,
like?
It's hard. That's the hard part.
Because there's some of those, there's some of those guys that are into like, where it's like, I forget what they're called, but they break down the atom like as far as it can go, and they're like kind of mesmerized by what's going on.
Yeah.
Like when you go farther and farther,
Yeah. Like the
it looks like there's design. Even like when Elon Musk's speaking about, or like other people speak about how it's like a simulation. It's like they're not referencing like we're in a computer. They're referencing like the idea that there's some sort of design.
I mean, if there is a simulation, like, then technically there's also a God, because the God that is, that made the simulation or turned it on or
Right.
is watching over it,
Right.
making sure things go right. Like,
Right.
And that guy's the God of the universe or the multiverse, or whatever you want to call it. So.
Well, that's why I was like really getting into like, it's like once I God pill, it goes like super far. So like one night I was just like laying in my bed, like going through TikToks and watching that. Who's that? You know that one guy, like Glenn?
Yeah, of course, the old guy.
The old guy, dude.
He's at every college.
Yeah, he's at every college, at every
just
point.
arguing with 12-year-olds.
He's just like arguing and shit. And it's like, like he makes, he never claims that he can make you believe in God. He just claims like the few things. The design and order. Mm-hmm. The fact that you can't make nothing from something, aka the Big Bang, which I actually looked up is not true. All we can prove is that there was 0.000000001, and that's like why they call it the singularity. Because at one point there was a singular thing, and then it expanded. But they cannot say that there was nothing. They've never said that there was nothing and then something. Because to his point, yes, you cannot make nothing from something.
Yeah.
But then, even to his other point with like evolution and things like that, there's consensus within the evolutionary biology that Darwinism, neo-Darwinism doesn't.
But like how I'm thinking is Big Bang. Okay, let's go back to that. There's one thing.
Right.
Where did that thing come from?
Right. I mean, that's the problem. Another dimension, another.
Like, was it placed there? Are we LARPing? Is it a simulation?
Right.
Or we're just trying to figure out shit that like eventually we're gonna get to a place where it's like, hey guys, we're in a simulation and no one's gonna tell you this, but yeah. Or there's complete design and there's some spiritual leader, God, whatever people gonna call it. I just can't believe that. This is the thing I really fight with. Really,
I fight with it too.
I fight with the Bible. And like the books.
Yes. And the historical accuracy of Jesus. Because you'll see a lot of these, like, what do you call them? The Bible historians, the theologists. It's like
theologians.
Theologians.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, theologians. Yeah. It's like, that's what it sounds like. That's what it's like. What you call the guys that diddle kids in the Vatican. Yeah. It's like, have you ever noticed? There's no like the Catholic Church doesn't have any fucking orphanages. It's like, because they're in the Vatican Bank.
Yeah.
All the kids are there.
Jesus. I was watching some
That's
side fucking thing. You know that Catholic priests don't necessarily diddle kids more than Presbyterian priests?
No,
it's more of 1 for 1. And then on top of that, people that are public school teachers diddle kids more than anybody.
Oh, I bet.
Insane.
I bet.
They're also around kids all the time, so fair.
Yeah. Well, it's like the type of person that gets
I want to be a 3rd grade teacher.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you want to be around kids all day?
Or like dude teachers. Dude teachers are weird until you get to high school or college.
When you're like
it's weird.
7th grade, then you should be allowed to be a teacher and you're a dude. Before that,
yeah, I could see that.
Before that, it should just be all women teaching probably.
I completely agree. Because what they're also doing is like partly mothering the kid.
Yeah, they're just
At
it's
school.
daycare.
Yeah, I mean, you are learning, but it's like when we both go to school as boys,
Yeah.
we have to be like taught other things other
Yeah.
than math. Like we are taught to be,
Yeah,
you know,
I think
sophisticated and not
It's
wild.
hard because like okay, I'm now that because I never really think about this, so like now I'm thinking about it. It's probably not good to not have a male figure for a little boy to be around.
Right.
Mind you, I still think the teachers should be women, but maybe there's an extra. There's like 2 recesses in lunch.
Yeah, PE teacher.
And the PE teacher is just a dude.
Yeah.
And then the kids get out a little bit more, like an extra maybe 45 minutes of
I think
play
it's
time
good for the girls to have a guy PE teacher.
Sure,
too.
sure. Well, sure, yes, but I'm just thinking like
Until maybe
on
middle
the
school.
technical way boys learn. We don't learn by sitting there and
No, we
and
don't.
teaching us.
School is a feminine place.
It's and we're not really built for it. Like we're getting molded into this something to be able to learn that
Well,
way.
like, if you ever look at like the old Greeks, like when the boys would follow like the old Greek dudes in like fucking white sheets.
Yeah,
They would like sit at a rock near the ocean
Just
and like
hanging
walk
out.
around and
Yeah,
like, hang
hanging
out and
out.
shit and like
we can learn. It's
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 just
we're hands on.
yeah.
Like
We are not built to sit in that desk.
no, like if you give us a whole
And
bunch
like
of
remember when
Legos,
it's
we're
like,
good.
cross your hands and like sit up
Indians,
straight.
sit
yeah.
quote unquote Indian style.
Only women would come up with
Yeah,
that.
but like we were like it was so tough to just sit like I would sit on my knees in my chair when I was a kid. Like,
dude, we're
it's
ants.
like, what do you want me to do? Like,
Dude,
I can't just.
I know.
I can't sit here for what is it? Fucking 7 hours,
Yeah.
8 hours, 6 hours.
Dude, it's a long fucking time.
And you want me to just sit here and be like, yeah, this is the 1
Woohoo!
plus 1 is 2.
Learn history.
Let's learn cursive that we don't need anymore.
I know.
And then the math, the best. And you're in class as you get older. It's like this is the thing that pissed me off, and I stopped taking school. I never took school seriously ever.
Right.
Not
I
ever.
never
Not one
liked it
time.
either. I never liked
I
it.
never ever. But like one of the teachers was like, "You're never gonna have at a calculator. You obviously you figure out all the problems on the calculator. It's easy peasy."
Right. That's what you do when you have a job anyway.
Yeah, and then they're like, "You're not gonna have a calculator in your pocket." And it's like,
I literally do now.
I literally actually do.
I
So
literally do.
you're wrong, you idiot.
And I never use cursive.
Never use
Never,
cursive.
dude.
But yeah,
My
think
signature's not even that cursive.
mine's just a squiggly line. So
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think boys, there's a real. I mean, it's being shown in how women just graduate more. They do way like
They do
by
way
a
better in
larger
school,
margin.
yeah.
They do way better, and
But then you see this this sect of guys on the internet just consuming.
oh yeah,
I mean, you and I consume.
yeah.
It's not that we don't want to learn. It's
Well,
just like we learn
there's
by
a-
our own accord.
100%. There's a meme, and it's like you're basically it's like I can't remember the meme is, but essentially it's like history when it's taught to you in school.
Yeah.
History when you learn it yourself.
Yeah.
And like when you like I don't give a shit. I didn't give a shit really about history. Like I liked the subject in school. It was cool to learn about that stuff. I didn't really give a shit about it. But
Same.
like almost instantly after I got out of college, like I was like, history's fucking the shit.
Yeah, because I mean, you're
History's
picking
my
the
shit.
topic,
Yeah, I was like, this is
and you're not
I
not
get to
forced
pick.
to take some test on it
No.
or a quiz. You're not forced to
yeah, 'cause
memorize things
They didn't make it fun.
for some curriculum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no fun being made of it. Like you could, I've had really great teachers where like they made the class fun, and I didn't even have to try to get an A in that class.
Same.
It was a breeze. Even in even in college, like there's philosophy and psychology. I took like 5 psychology classes.
Bro, I
from
was
this one
such
guy.
a fucking mook when I took philosophy. Like I was such a leftist piece of shit. Like I would just
You still
recite the
you're
dumbest
right
bullshit.
now. I as I listen to this podcast back because I had to edit it or to do the captions. You're so tied to Ayn Rand, dude. It's like it encompasses you as a human being at this point right now.
That and Nietzsche, dude.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like when I never really
But to
cared
that
about
point,
politics.
I do not call myself an objectivist.
yeah.
I I don't think she has all the answers. I do think that she poses really good questions that you can go out in the world and do yourself.
Yeah.
And so I follow that, and I follow the 4 pillars of objectivism. But, I mean, you know, it's like why I still gripe with the God thing.
The God thing. We can go back to that. Let's go back to the God thing.
Yeah, well, it's like, you know, there's like, you watch all these videos. It's like, I love the TikTok algorithm. Like, I'm getting into like how UFOs are spiritual and metaphysical, and they're not aliens. They're from like another dimension.
Dude.
That's what I like, because after seeing one, you're just like, let's go down any rabbit hole I can possibly fester up, because it's literally insane. I mean, it's 7 a.m., it's East Hollywood. Yeah. My roommate yells at me. It's like, come outside. We're looking at 3 triangles that look like they just came from the metaphysical world. They're invisible. I've never seen anything go invisible. They don't seem like drones. They don't seem like this. And it's like, yeah, I just was like diving deep, like super hardcore. Mm-hmm. And like, I discovered maybe the funniest thing in the world. The Anunnaki are space Jews.
I mean, that's
what, dude, I kept it on my phone because it was like the funniest thread I've ever seen in my entire life.
You know what freaked me out yesterday, actually? So remember we were talking about orbs on Christmas?
Yeah.
With you, and War Mode?
Yeah. Well, it's like you and I had a similar experience where like I swear I saw a blue light come out of my mouth.
Mine was gold.
A blue light came out of my mouth. I swear to God.
So I had a gold orb going.
But I'm not even sure. Like
But this, I'm not sure either. It could have been a dream, but
because it's like it happened so quick. Like you're not like
you're
kind of like what?
What the hell's going on?
I don't even know. I mean, it's weird.
But I was on TikTok, and this guy, it was like he made a comment on a video I just watched, and he's like, yeah, but the people that rule the world are just these colorful orbs, and I was just like, what the fuck?
Right.
I was just like, hold on. This guy's. I went to his page. He's absolutely fucking bonkers and insane.
That's who I love the most.
He's absolutely insane. Like he's off his rocker. But like I was like, I've been like looking like I don't really look for stuff like to prove or disprove.
It's like,
or,
no, you just let it fall
learn
in your
about
lap,
the orb thing
and you read.
And I just happened to go again. I looked at this guy up. He's an insane person. He thinks like these color orbs like are really like the multi-dimensional beings that rule our universe and blah blah blah, and they have all these like spiritual powers and shit. And I'm like, this person's insane because I looked at his other posts. Like
and they're insane.
All of his posts are just like paragraphs and paragraphs of writing, and they're all like just crazy. But it was like the first time where I was like, something's talking about something that I kind of had a weird experience about. That's kind of weird,
right?
But he's an insane person. I don't believe him. But
well, it's like that's why I was like, I mean, like you kind of, if like you dive deep into like the UFO discussions, and TikTok sort of creates this algorithm it's about the Anunnaki, and it's like essentially the UFO community thinks they're more spiritual, and that the Anunnaki come from like a different.
That's what Tucker
because like
Carlson
basically
said.
It was saying like Earth was originally inhabited by giant humanoids, which are the giants, and basically the Anunnaki came here, killed most of the giants within like the flood, and then enslaved modern humans to mine for gold. Because they're from the metaphysical world, they can't touch gold, but they need it for some strange reason. And then it's like they declare war on the giants and like the Nephilim, and like then they wiped them out, and we're still here. Just descendants of like slaves to like some metaphysical weird thing.
It's so weird.
I can't, dude. It's like you read it and you're just like, it's funny how they'll tie like biblical stuff in.
They just are grabbing at anything to try to,
dude, it's like
figure it out.
Crazy. Yeah, because it's like also part of it is like the Babel story. Like Babylon is like an allegory for genetic engineering.
Yeah.
The first version of synthetic humans had too much of their original Aryan genes and united against the enslavers along with the last Aryan giants. And then the Anunnaki decided to dilute the genes into more separate tribes, races/species, and different languages, so we wouldn't be together. It's like, dude. They're like, gigantism is a recessive gene expressed in the Aryans. You're like, bro. And like they'll point to like the Indian, like in India there was Indian myth. There's like the drone. I think it's called the Dronaparva. In the 7th book, it describes like warfare with like these gigantic cities that are in the sky and shit, flying chariots. You're just like, bro, this is fucking crazy.
They're absolutely fucking. It's fun.
It's so fun.
It's
this
fun.
might be the funnest thing in the world.
It's probably the most fun.
Like, first of all, like you look at anyone that's like, yeah, I saw a UFO, and you're like, you're retarded.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then I see one, I'm like, I'm retarded.
You're retarded. You're dumb.
Because it just doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, other than the fact that it's like, it could be a drone. But it's like, I've never seen anything go invisible. I have no clue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have.
What?
I've seen something go invisible.
What?
You ever do ecstasy before? My penis
disappears.
My dick disappears. Goes inside my body.
Dude, all my animal instincts come out when I'm like on Adderall or Molly.
God.
I mean,
it's over.
Become this animal for love. Well, on Molly, it's like for love.
You know what I'm fucking battling right now?
I become Jesus. I'm like feeding people fish and bread.
Your love. You're just like you turn into like Cupid or something.
Yeah,
shit.
dude. Yeah.
But
you're shooting arrows into dudes' butts.
Yeah.
You don't even care.
You don't even give a shit at this point. Somebody love me.
Turn into fucking P Diddy or whatever.
Jesus. I've been battling. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I'm actually not remembering what I was going to talk about, but this battle I've been having between should I entertain dumb shit?
I know.
Like alien stuff and da-da-da-da. Because
I think yes.
Because I think it's not just the media giving you like these, because everybody has all these answers about whoever the fuck they want to have answers about because of social media and TikTok and the media and their own little
people who claim to have all the answers are not Quora.
But I'm just thinking like they're not just giving you answers. They're giving you questions also.
Yes.
So you're not even asking questions for yourself.
Right.
And the answers you're getting for those questions aren't even answers you're creating yourself. So like you're in this like weird cycle of like you think you're thinking for yourself. Think you're thinking.
Yes. That's sort of the
not.
problem with religion and like faith and things like that, because it's like faith arrives at an answer before most questions are provoked. It's like you arrive at this answer and then ask the questions.
Yeah.
Because it's like, but yeah, you're right. When you go into like even UFO conspiracies, government conspiracy, elections conspiracy,
like
asking yourself questions that are far from objective.
They've put them out there.
Yeah.
For you to ask.
Yes.
Like it's
and
not
you're asking.
You're
like
not.
the ether.
You're not actually like this well-read guy. You're just some guy that like when you were 18 or something, you saw
Joe Rogan.
You found Joe Rogan or something, and then he's talking about aliens for a long time, and now you're like, "Fuck, aliens are pretty sick, dude."
They're real, because it becomes real to you.
Yeah, and then now you look into aliens, and then you get into other
that
crazy
one
shit.
guy that he'll come on Joe with the alien people.
Oh,
and he's like,
God, dude, I hate that guy.
It's like totally real.
Totally real,
what
Joe.
I know is it's just like, okay.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. You haven't seen shit. How about that, bud? And I don't even care about the like. It's not even just aliens. It's like, it's everything.
I know.
I think there's not a lot of.
That's the problem with the internet. You can
unique
just
thoughts.
evoke questions with no unique thoughts.
Well, it's not even you.
No.
You aren't asking questions.
Well, this is why I love this. Lenny Bruce has a quote. He's like, "I only speak English. Every thought I've ever had, anything I've ever said has been said before me."
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, because the society only allows for like a small percentage to peek through.
Yeah.
And
there's
tend
very
to be
few
artists.
unique thoughts.
Yes, it's impossible to find extremely unique thoughts.
No,
especially when it comes to philosophy.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about
the Greeks and the Romans did all this philosophy shit like a lot, and then all the
and
other
then
people after them are like talking about the same shit, basically.
And then you get the Enlightenment, which furthers that.
Yeah,
because for so long, Judeo-Christian, essentially the Catholic Church ruled the world.
Yeah,
And so it's like it was impossible for a long time to have reason, science.
Yeah, because it feels weird because like it's almost like, not almost like, I feel like this is fact in my head that
Hit me.
the stuff to get mad about is sprinkled in there by the media or the higher, whoever you think is running the country or the world or whatever the fuck. It feels, and also this is not America. This is all everybody, and this isn't just happening. This is my thought that has been happening since there's been like societies essentially.
Yeah.
That like these they'll sprinkle this over here to these people and be like, you should be pissed off about this.
Well, yeah,
you should be pissed that the people
CNN
across the road
and
are
Fox
pissed
News do the same exact thing.
Yeah,
100%.
it's like these people across the road are doing this thing. You should be pissed about this.
Yes.
And then what do? They get pissed about it, and then the people across the road are like, why are you pissed at us?
Yes.
And then now there's a fight.
Well,
and instead of it being just like 20 people pissed at each other across the road or whatever, or in Roman times maybe 100 or whatever, now it's like there's Instagram and there's Twitter and all this stuff. It's like it's left versus right. It's half of the country versus the other half of the country.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck?
It's
and nobody actually truly they didn't think that this was a thing that they should be concerned about. Because realistically, you should be concerned about like your family, your well-being, like if you can make enough money to feed yourself, all that stuff. And to a certain extent, all that stuff is essentially provided to us at this point.
Right.
So now we're getting these little sprinkles of being pissed and not pissed, and this is a bad thing, this is a good thing. You should really be worried about aliens. But like to me right now, I feel like they're fucking pushing aliens out right now
for no reason.
Just to be like, hey, this is a distraction for some shit. Like,
right.
Really, it feels like I should be worried about something because this alien shit is just retarded.
Right.
It feels like what's actually happening.
Right.
It's like some Operation Paperclip shit. They're fucking with me. Or like, what was the one, not the Cuban Missile Crisis, but it was something where like, this is like it wasn't
Vietnam.
No, there was an operation that we stopped. JFK, he stopped it before they can go through with it. But essentially, they were going to sacrifice American lives to go to war with Russia.
That is the
Cuba.
Cuban Missile Crisis.
Okay, they were going to. And
JFK
JFK. He stopped that. He's like, no. And they were gonna sacrifice just to go to war. And I was like, why are we doing this? This is stupid. We shouldn't be doing that. But the CIA was like, we should doing this.
They're always on some.
It's like why are we like? I don't understand. Like, and it's a big fucking battle in my head because I'm like, part of me is like, all this fucking doesn't matter. Oh, none of this. This fucking Trump, fucking left, right, aliens, nothing. Just like go read my book in my room.
Yeah.
Play fucking games, make some money, and
Live
just
your
fuck off.
life,
And fuck
not
off.
others.
Yeah, and just literally just fuck off.
Well,
And
it's like the main problem really is why there's so many like apathetic people, or even people that are apathetic without even knowing it, and they seem to think that they are themselves activists. Is that most people are just influenced by social groups.
Yeah,
they're not influenced by ideal.
Yeah.
Even Trump people, they are just influenced by the social group.
They're all this left and right's the same. It's not.
Yes.
Not
this
Trump
is why when you see
people,
Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens like get back at the left, it's like selling mugs that say "drink leftist tears."
Exactly.
It's like they don't stoop to any level that's completely different.
No.
And then it's like the only people like having worthy conversations are shit on because they are somehow deemed centrists, as if this is some realistic thing. Yeah. It is not. They are not centrists in the way that your leftist friend with blue hair calls them.
I just want honest conversations.
Yes, that's
like,
most
honestly, fuck legit conversations.
Right.
Imagine a world. Imagine a world where you're fucking. The person that you're going to vote for, maybe Vivek, RFK, whoever the fuck, I don't give a fuck who you vote for. They go on. Yeah. They sit down. There's not this one person that told you all the questions before so you can prepare.
You're right.
They ask you some questions. You answer. It is vetted. Right. Actually, that's
you
wrong.
You want to know where the people are? Go to TikTok comments on all these fucking
True, but
politicians.
I wish people were. And the thing is, like, because we're Americans at this point, we're like, if you're fucking wrong, you're dead.
Yes.
It's over. It's gone. You're done. You're embarrassed. It's over. It's like, why can we not be wrong? Why can't say RFK says something dumb about whatever the fuck he says something dumb about these days, and he's wrong? He should be able to be like, oh, my bad. I'll fix that. Don't worry. And then nobody bats an eye.
Yeah.
But instead, it's then fuck RFK. Millions of threads are made. All this stuff. RFK's stupid. That he's the dumbest. It's like, well, and I'm answering my own question essentially. That's why you can't be honest. You're not allowed to be honest anymore. Because
you're
like,
not allowed to be.
If you're honest, you can be wrong.
Because it's like people fail to understand Marxist, like, you know, Marxist-esque people is like, that is part of it.
Yeah.
That is part of destroying the bourgeoisie, quote unquote. And, you know.
Do I think Marxism is right or wrong? I don't know.
I think it's completely
It's
wrong.
probably wrong in my head. In my head, it might be wrong. It's probably wrong. But you have to understand what they're coming from. The place that they're coming from is a super sensitive place.
Right.
Like, they're actually being like, hey, like, can't everybody have a little something?
Right.
Can't everybody live a peaceful life and not have to be homeless on the
And
street?
to that effect, there is something
that's
called
a beautiful
liberalism.
thought.
And
Well, that's
you
a beautiful
can
thought.
Believe in liberalism.
True. But it's like they want that. They want everybody to have enough and da-da-da, and like
They want, to be fair, they want them to have enough.
Yes.
And everybody somehow then pays for that.
Sure, exactly.
And
But
they
like,
can use your money
it's a
you
beautiful.
work for.
It's a beautiful thought.
Right.
That, like,
so is the Garden of Eden.
yeah, exactly.
It's
true. And the Fountain of Youth and all
yeah.
that cool stuff and magic.
Yeah, exactly. Magic. Yeah, and Harry Potter. Yeah. No. Yeah. No, totally, bro.
Yeah.
No, it is in Marxism. It's not in it's not within that first book that they all like.
What's it called?
What's that Marxist?
Yeah.
It is not within that book. That book is so vague,
Yeah.
like Mein Kampf from Hitler,
Yeah.
that it's like it's vague on purpose because you're not. He poses questions that like appeal to the working man.
Yeah.
You know, especially the working man in the 1800s who is being exploited
Hardcore.
because it is, in my opinion, was not free capitalism.
No.
It was like completely
Well, we're
coerced.
just having an industrial fucking explosion, and
Yeah.
everybody was just like, to be frank, we need almost slavery to be able to build all the stuff that we need.
Well, and to be fair, that was even the point of the founders of this
Country, yeah.
country is that when essentially England sets up the slavery model
Yeah.
for us, and morally we go no more king, we are a free people.
Yeah.
But we left at such a point where we could not.
Oh yeah.
You see this in like letters Washington wrote.
Yeah.
He has a hard time with slavery.
Yeah.
A lot of them do. Some of them don't, to be fair to most people.
Yeah, it's like Thomas
And,
Jefferson.
it is the Communist Manifesto.
Oh, okay.
It was the Marx book. It is, it is quasi like TikTok shit posting.
Yeah.
It just is like it appeals to the frustration and the what's that like energy young people have that like where it's like
Angst.
kind
of, maybe.
It's like
Something like that.
it appeals to
Yeah.
to your like idealistic young people.
Yeah.
And even to Ayn Rand's point, it's like we shouldn't kill that. Because
It's
it is
hard.
bad when boomers are like dead hippies who became yuckies who like
Yeah.
pretend to live in San Francisco and are like fucking Satan, quote unquote Satan worshipping like
Yeah.
fucking stupid people,
Well, I mean, boomers are they had it the easiest of everybody of all time, and they ruined everything. But they
Great people.
great people.
Just ruined
But
everything.
I think there's no way to kill that angst in young people because
No,
they
it's
have
all
nothing.
there. They've
They have
all
nothing.
had it.
They have nothing.
Look at the boomers. They're the fucking stupidest suburban people. They
Yeah.
were hippies, man.
Yeah,
They were
all
born
of them were
with
hippies,
stock.
and now they're like these young people in their
Yeah.
music. It's like you realize
was you!
dude. You were the young person in your music and your acid.
You were wrong. That was the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
You were wrong.
Yeah, but like I feel like all young people are gonna have that like.
It's
I
important
went.
to have.
It is important because like as you get older, you become more conservative because
Yeah.
you have stuff to lose.
Yes.
You have things to lose. You have a family. You have a house. You have money. You have all this shit that, mind you, maybe we should be consuming so fucking much because we just have shit nonstop, and we just buy shit all fucking non-fucking stop. But you care for this shit,
Yeah.
and it's my shit,
Well,
and I don't want to lose my shit.
You know, I have no problem with materialism or
Yeah.
consumerism
Sure,
to a certain extent.
yeah,
You know.
I'm not. I don't either. I just think that like when you have this stuff, you become more conservative because the stuff that you have you want to keep.
Yeah,
and
your
you want
property
your family to be safe.
yeah.
You understand that you have a family, and you understand that like your daughter's gonna have a daughter or a son,
Yeah.
and then they're like you're trying to be like
Keep on the
I
legacy.
bought some land.
Yeah.
we're gonna keep this land in the family. Like
Yeah.
this should be able to support us
Yeah.
for a few generations. Like blah blah blah. So like they're thinking. It's like they're thinking in more, even further into the future, and the kids, because they've been alive for 15 years,
Yeah.
they're thinking about literally right now.
Yeah.
They're like, right now I see a homeless person on the street, and right now he should not be. And it's
Right.
like, I agree. That's
Right.
fucked. That he came back from Vietnam and we fucked him. Because
Right.
that's what we did to the fucking military after fucking Vietnam.
What's
Is a disgrace.
It's like we made them
It's
go.
a fucking disgrace. We made 17, 16-year-olds go.
Yeah.
It's like it's a black eye on this country, just like Iraq is a black eye on this
Yeah.
country. But
And just like Obama is a black guy in this country.
he's a black guy inside of this country. Exactly. But
Yo,
yeah,
that shit, here's one thing Obama is so chill for. It's like,
he was chill.
was that Bin Laden in the ocean?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Hey,
Chill.
when
Super chill.
the literally
The balls
when
to
I
show
found
that.
out that they like we threw him in the ocean, I was like, you fucking lied to me to my fucking face.
You threw him in the ocean.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Yeah, you skipped him like a
Yeah,
rock. Are
you
fuck-
motherfuckers.
They're like, and they basically like amounted it to be like,
Dude.
yeah, that's disrespectful in the Muslim religion. It's like,
Shut. When did we start respecting the Muslim religion? What are you talking about, dude?
I know. It's
Shut up,
crazy,
dude.
bro.
Shut your fucking
Oh
mouth.
my god! I mean, it's fucking awesome.
You just killed 1 million Muslims, and you're like, the Muslim religion.
Yeah.
It's like, shut your fucking mouth. You don't care. You don't care
No,
about the
it's like-
Muslims, dude.
You can have like an intellectual discussion.
Yeah, but don't
about
fuck with my
Muslim
head.
Islam.
Don't try to lie to me to my face.
Yeah, I mean, don't like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't lie to my fucking face.
Yeah,
And,
I mean,
and
it's
that,
just the
that was probably I haven't even thought
top
about
10
that for a
funny
long
moments
time.
we've ever had.
But like that moment was so phony that like it was I was like, huh, maybe the government is just lying and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just put that in the back of my head for so long, and then COVID happened, and I'm just like,
Well, it's like, hey, why would we kill a U.S. college graduate like that?
oh my god.
You know?
He's a
just came-
U.S. college graduate.
US
he came here to learn.
He came, he saw,
He got
went,
cooked.
buddy.
He got,
He got fucked.
He got fucked.
He came, he saw, we went.
Yeah, and we we love the Bin Ladens.
Yeah, we love
We love those motherfuckers
Bush
for a long
definitely
time.
does.
Yeah, they fucking
He's hanging
we
out
gave
with
them
them
so
on
much
9/10.
money. That's what I'm saying.
9/10/2001. Not that that has
Hanging
to do
out,
anything with.
being boys.
Yeah. Day before a holiday.
Whatever people want to say about Muslims, they're the good old boys club.
They're
They are sick.
not.
They're so cool.
They are. Well, here's the problem. Unpracticing Muslims, yeah, because you read the the Quran.
Actually, I talked to
it's heinous.
one of my friends is an Arabic guy, and I'm gonna butcher this
Right.
because we talked a while ago, and he was talking about this and like what the Muslims did when they had their enlightenment a long time ago
Yeah.
is fucking almost it's God tier, because
No.
they were the first one. No, they were the first one to be like, there's only one God.
No, they were the first one. No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No.
They either they
You're
are, no,
no.
they actually are.
They come from Muhammad, who comes 500 years supposedly after
No,
Ishtar
no,
or Jesus.
No, I'm not saying their God came before, whatever the fuck. I'm
Right.
saying that their religion came together and was like, there's only one. Because before, they didn't believe there's only one. They had like a
Sumerian
2 or 3 or
gods
something
and
like
probably
that.
Other shit.
And they were like, there's one. And there's only one God, Yahweh, whatever they want. I can't remember what their God, whatever. But, and then that was like, and then all of their people came together. And there was no more all this fucking murder, all this crazy shit.
No,
so
there totally was.
No, they had time
He
to.
lied to your face.
No, and they had time. Hold on, they had time to like science and all this shit, and they fucking figured out so much cool gangster shit.
No.
And
No,
then
no. They're literally insane. No.
Hold on, this is a long time ago, and although the other religions were like, that's a good idea.
No,
We're gonna do that too.
This guy might
Lied.
be worse than fucking.
He lied to my face.
This guy might be worse than everybody at the JFK shit.
He
I'm
might
not
have
even
fucking
kidding, bro.
sold
This
me
guy,
a
this
fucking
guy sold
lie.
you a lie. No. Like Muhammad starts the Islam 500 years after or 600 years after supposedly Jesus was born. Muhammad himself would wive underage girls. He would cut off the heads of people. He would go on, essentially. He was the first Joseph Smith, dude.
No, Abraham was the first person to believe in one God.
Abraham, your friend is lying to you.
Yeah.
Abraham is a Jew.
Fair.
Abraham is a fucking Jew.
But the Abrahamic.
Yes.
The Abrahamic.
The Jews thought of the monotheistic God
No, they
first.
weren't. No, they did
Yes.
not. No, they did
Your
not.
friend is saying that. No, your friend is saying that because Muhammad himself says that the 2 books before me are the truth. But not his book because he's a fucking liar.
They stopped believing in the Hadith.
Yeah, but you still have years of Sharia. You still have years of holy war.
But
with Sharia.
Sure, I'm not saying like they were
Muhammad himself, their
Hold on,
prophet.
You're talking about when it first started. I'm not
Yes.
talking about when it first started. There was lots of war when it first started, but after the first like all that holy war shit, they were the ones who were like, we're gonna believe in one God only. Not that they didn't believe in whatever the fuck, but in the beginning they believed in more.
No, Abraham is a Jew.
I know, but
He's not Muslim.
Abraham in the Bible said, "I believe in one God first."
Yes.
But there was
and the Jews
but
believed
the
him
Holy
before
Trinity.
anybody.
No, they didn't. The Jews
Yes.
had 2 gods.
No.
Yes, they did. Look it up. Look
They
it up.
don't have 2 gods.
They believed that there was more than one God.
No.
In the beginning.
Not the Jews. The Jews are the first monotheistic people speaking of Yahweh. I'll look it up too. No, dude. I do not believe in any of this shit. I do know my shit. The Jews, because of Abraham, believe in one God. Then they get the 10 Commandments from Moses, who saves them from the Egyptians. Then they call blasphemy when a prophet named Jesus comes and says, he does not say he's the Son of God. He tells them, I am. I was the one, like God says in the Torah. Maybe not the Torah, but in the Jewish text, the Old Testament. God tells them, I am, and have always been. Jesus says the same thing. They call it blasphemy.
Yeah.
He goes on to say all these, more altruistic, self-sacrificing, doesn't really want a church to worship him. He even alludes to the idea that there will be a church that will worship him, and there'll be 7 versions of this church, each one digressing worse and worse, farther and farther away from him. That's why you get so many Jesus people who do not follow systemic religion, because it has killed people in the past. It is evil, and it is not religious. 500 years after Jesus, Muhammad comes, the first Joseph Smith. Islam is literally the first Scientologic religion, not even kidding, because everything he says contradicts Jesus, even though he says that the Torah and the Bible are truth. But then he contradicts himself every time you read the Quran. Every time.
Okay, hold on.
In heaven,
I agree. I was
literally Islam
but I'm
is a
reading this thing
terrible
about
religion.
ancient Israel,
Yeah.
and it was polytheistic, involving many gods and goddesses. The supreme god was Yahweh,
Yes.
but they had other gods around that people were still believing in it as well. But for the most part,
No,
later
yes, you are
on,
correct. They call them the El, but they do not worship the other gods.
They
and
did.
They still technically don't.
They did.
They
In the
did,
ancient-
like most people.
So I'm saying
because technically,
everybody believed in like polytheism at the time, but the Jews believed in. I don't know if they
Because
fucking
of
did
Abraham.
it before or after at this point, because now the waters have been muddied. But I was just saying that fucking, when the my point was when the Muslims came together as a people and they believed in one God and they didn't believe in the Hadith too much and they believed only in the Quran, and they did a whole bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah.
But then they split up again and they started fucking going. They just started doing Hadith is now back,
Right.
and the Hadith is
Bad.
But that's the only point I was trying to make. That like, because we're not going to get rid of that religion, and we're not going to get rid of those people.
We're not going to get rid of
But
religion.
if there's a way to like, get
enlighten people,
peaceful, and probably it starts with probably the Saudis.
To be fair, Muslims in America are not Muslim. That's what happens when you come here.
I mean, there's probably a few, but there's not.
Well, you can go to the church, you can do this,
Yeah.
but guess what? You're an American.
Yeah.
It fundamentally changes you when you come here.
I agree. But I think
And this is I am not an Islamophobe.
I'm not.
I just read the text. I go, hey, I'm not into guys who cut off heads.
I
rape
am
underage
not, I
girls.
am not
You know,
into all.
Jesus, I don't even like because he's self-sacrificing altruist. But that he is not a bad person.
No,
if he was real,
No,
I do not hate him.
no.
I could even make
Hey,
the argument that if
you
he
have
is
no
God,
enemies.
God selfishly came down to change his own rules. If I'm
He
looking
did.
at it my way.
He did no take backs.
Yeah, he did. He did essentially a take back. He
Yeah, he did a
came
take
down and he
back.
goes, "I fucked up with the fucking."
Yeah.
No, but
It's
seriously,
like I gave you guys free will and I kind of fucked up. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of put this Bible into you guys' heads, so you kind of have free will, but like a little bit, but not
Yeah,
really
but
that much.
follow me a
but
little
follow me
bit.
though, and like do what I say.
Religion was and is important because it was early. It was man's early philosophical pursuit.
Yeah,
It needed to be happen.
100%.
It also, from the time being since Jesus,
Yeah.
until the Industrial Revolution,
Yeah.
needed to be about self-sacrifice.
Yeah,
The problem I have with most people is they have no significant palette for what the Industrial Revolution is.
okay.
It changes everything. We now become I. We are now the self. We're not people for, collectives. We're not a collective anymore.
What is it? It's not one for all. It's all for one.
Yes, it is. I before we, and accept this, you'll see.
Except after C.
That's that D,
You know,
buddy.
what was I? I've been thinking about this quote this whole time because we were talking about like questions and answers and blah blah blah. And Kanye has said like almost no prolific shit ever. He just kind of just talks out of his head and he just hopes it sticks.
I'm not gonna say who it was. The space juice.
The space juice. But he said one.
That's me after I saw the UFO. I'm not gonna say who it was.
It's the space
The
juice.
space juice.
But he said one like kind of profound thing that like I've been like I have this problem. So this is a negative of mine that I have in my life.
Hey, Muhammad said profound things too,
Everybody has said
and he
profound
killed
things.
a lot of people.
Also, they fucking founded they did a lot of cool shit too. So, but like science and astrology and all that cool shit. But like
That's
he's like, if you go around like when people ask you questions and you're always trying to have the right answer, you're
wrong.
always going to be stressful. You're always going to be stressed
Yeah.
because you basically life has become a test to you now.
yeah.
You're always trying to be like, oh, this is the right answer. This is the right. It's
Right.
like, hey, just like say you don't know.
right.
Just say like, oh.
Except Kanye does not practice this himself.
No, he does. No, Jesus, no, he doesn't.
See, this is why he is not the Black Marcus Aurelius that everyone
Hold on,
wants.
he's
him to
not
be.
even.
He thinks he is.
Don't even.
He literally
He's not
pronounces
even the Black
himself as
Kafka. He's
Jesus.
not black nothing.
He literally.
Is his music really good? Yes.
Yes. Well, it was.
Sure.
Even okay, yeah, you're maybe right.
Yeah.
There's something to that
There's some
new
good
song.
stuff. Yeah, some good stuff.
That new song.
There's good stuff. Yes.
It's so funny. You know, I'm the king. Burger King.
Exactly.
I mean, it is so profound.
He's-
but that's art. Art. People would they go, oh, what's the genius of Kanye? The genius of Kanye is that he is a surrealist. There is no specific.
It feels like
illusion.
there's no 100%,
There's
and
no
also
line.
like he's not. There's no right answer.
Exactly. This is why art is art.
Yeah, he's just
When he speaks,
he's just
very
throwing
wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's the same shit he does with his art, but he just happens to be right with the music.
Yeah.
So he's just like
Because art is
he's just
subjective.
spitballing
There is-
ideas.
Yeah.
He's spitballing ideas, and he's like, I'm not gonna judge myself. I'm just gonna make a whole bunch of this shit.
Yeah.
And it's gonna stick because like he's basically a kid. He's playing.
Right.
He's just innocent.
Right.
And like that's like the epitome. That's like God tier. That's like nuts.
His
show.
one thing he does, though,
Talks too much. He's retarded.
he will talk too much
Yes.
or talk too little.
Or yes.
So he will write the most beautiful song in the world and go beep boop boop beep boop boop
You know
right
what-
all over.
you know
it.
why
I
he did that?
He will, for Drake. He
Yeah.
shat on Drake
Yeah.
to make that song. No, but he will do that, and that to me makes him Basquiat, or it's
Yeah.
like listen, technique and that is for art. It is
Yeah.
not art itself. And the other problem with Kanye, he is a great producer. He also works with great producers.
Yes, he does.
So this is an illusion too, because it's like, Kanye is the director of Life of Pablo,
Yes.
the director of Jesus,
Yeah.
and the director of that red one with the fucking blurry shit. Fucking My
No,
Beautiful
he is the
Twisted Dark.
producer of that, and also the director.
I think he was
I think
more
he
so
produced like a good margin of those songs, but he did not produce all the songs.
because he.
But he
But as a good
smoothed them
producer
out. Yeah.
and director, he lets people come in.
Yes.
I have no problem with
No
that.
problem.
But just believing that he is the one on the MPC making those entire records is wrong. Sitting at the
Back in
computer
the
by
day, he
himself.
was.
Back in the day, he was.
For like the first 5 albums or 4 albums,
He was.
and also Jay-Z's.
and I don't think he
Blueprint.
shouldn't have done what he does.
Oh, he's.
I think it's genius. He took a directorial
Yeah.
role.
Smart.
Because Life of Pablo and Jesus are genius records.
Yeah.
But they also have profoundly retarded lyrics. They just do. They don't. Where he thinks he is profoundly genius, I see
Well, he's not even
Basquiat.
He's not writing his own songs, but he.
Well, the lyrics sometimes. it's like,
Sometimes he's writing the
you know,
lyrics,
you had-
but
if I got bleach on her, if she bleached her asshole,
yeah.
and I got bleach on my T-shirt, would that make me whatever?
I mean, that's not Basquiat to me. That's just something like people are like no one's willing to say that, but like that's.
They're not willing to say it. No. They're willing to say it when there's some sort of
No one's around.
backing behind it. There's
Like-
no sort of bit to it.
Like that's a bit to me. That's like a it's just like a truth. Like I if she bleached her asshole, like and
Would
she's
I get-
and she's like grinding on me, like would I get bleach on my T-shirt? Like,
Right.
Maybe would it?
But that has something to do with father stretching his hands to him.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like no, like and like he wants to be genius when he's like the 300 Romans. It's like
Yeah.
because one of these rappers says Romans or 300.
Yeah.
And he's not really referencing Sparta, but it's
Yeah.
like no, you just sound like a stupid idiot.
Yeah.
You know, you sound like people that are going to buy the Stanley Cup at fucking Walmart.
Hold on. Hold on.
What is that shit, man?
Hold on.
I'm so confused about the Stanley Cup.
The Stanley Cup is gonna revolutionize marketing.
Is it cool?
Well, so Stanley Cup is. I used to have Stanley thermos.
Yeah, the big thermos, right?
Thermoses when I was a kid.
Right.
Because they kept.
So they
your
came
fucking
back like fucking
they keep
Patagonia
your
or
soup
something.
cold, and it's godly.
Right.
And they started making cups and all this shit, and
Well, they're selling
they
for
weren't
thousands of dollars.
They weren't super popular, but they obviously Stanley has been around.
Dude, it's like when Urban Outfitters was just like, yeah, you're gonna like champion Fila and
that's
fucking
I hate that.
Tommy Hilfiger.
But Stanley is like they've been a brand for so long, right? And maybe I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Maybe it was their turn, and people were the people
I
that
have
be
no
were
problem
like
with the marketing.
people that be were like, who's next?
What
Stanley's
I-
next. We're
what
gonna
I
pop
fail
them
to
up.
understand is why.
So what happened was, which was
It just
one
happened.
of the 2023, the most genius marketing thing that they did. They did the opposite of what Bud Light did. They went to the people. Bud Light were like, fucking,
You're gonna like this
You're
guy.
gonna love this guy or this girl, dude. I promise. But people didn't. But Stanley. So what happened was a girl, her car got caught on fire.
Whoa.
Her car basically the whole fucking inside is melted. It's black essentially. And she goes into her car the next day to get to see if there's any stuff left. And her Stanley Cup is in the center console, unscathed.
Shut the fuck.
And it's melted to the cup holder. She rips it
It's
out of
biblical, dude.
exactly. She melted. She ripped it out of the center divider, out of the cup holder, and she just nothing survived what my Stanley Cup did.
That was her burning bush moment.
Yeah, 100%. And it popped. It insanity popped. So
Yeah.
Stanley started going crazy after that, right? But what made it the best part for me is this is companies need to learn from what the fuck they did here.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if they could.
no. Yeah, that's hard. But so they
This is
so what
some
Stanley did, some crazy shit. So,
Yeah.
and then what Stanley did was the CEO made a TikTok, and he's like, "We saw what happened. What's your whatever the fuck, Karen, whatever the fuck her name is, and we want to give you a new Stanley Cup on us. Just message us. We'll give you a whole the cup, the thermos, all that cool shit."
Yeah.
And everybody, and then that was cool. But what he also said is and you know what? We'll get you a new car too.
Bitchin'.
And they bought her a new car and gave her a whole
Bitchin'.
bunch of Stanley shit.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, that is how a company should fucking do shit.
Yeah.
That is how you should do it. Give back to your customers.
Right.
You see us. You see us.
Right.
And that's all customers want. They want to be seen.
Yes. It's
And-
not that they necessarily have to buy you a car.
No. They just want to be
It's
seen.
just that they are seen.
Yeah. And
Because Bud Light people, guess what? We're not seen.
they weren't seen because people that drink Bud Light, sorry, they're just they're college kids or they're cowboys.
They're dudes.
They're dudes. Yeah, boys.
Dude, you.
But that Stanley popped off. That was it was the most genius shit. Even though it was just off
What girl
on accident.
is drinking beer? Seriously.
I mean, 3 of them.
Right?
There's
I mean,
4.
I don't know any. Can we hit up fucking Katronicus and be like, what are you drinking tonight? Fuck no.
It's White Claw.
Let's call Kelly and see if she's fucking drinking
She
beer.
doesn't drink alcohol, but
Exactly.
White Claw.
Exactly.
Or wine.
That's my point.
Wine or White Claw.
It's what were they thinking?
They weren't thinking. That's the problem.
They're like, wait,
they fired that
or
shit.
they were saying trans
They fired
dudes
the
were
person.
dudes.
Well, you're not wrong. But
Hey, I actually know the CEO.
what, the thing is, I didn't even think that was a bad thing they did.
no, what's
Why? I don't know why people cared. To me, I was just they gave a whole bunch of it wasn't just
it wasn't her.
I can't remember her name, but
Dylan Mulvaney.
Dylan Mulvaney or
Her, yeah, I know. That's where it gets.
it's hard.
It is Dylan.
Okay, so Dylan Mulvaney. I don't know why people blew up about it because they
Well,
gave
at first they thought that she got a specific beer.
yeah, but she didn't.
She
a
did
whole
not
bunch
get
of
a
people got
specific beer.
a whole bunch of people got them. So it's they're just trying to get
Well, the
their
problem was
hands
the
out.
media saw a TikTok, saw a retweet of a TikTok.
Yeah.
It was a TikTok within a TikTok
Yeah.
within the media.
Yeah.
Within Twitter media finding it
Yep.
and the media finding it, and it was literally a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
That just goes back to Dylan just posting about Bud Light.
That shouldn't have been.
and being
It should have been
happy
nothing.
that Bud Light sent him.
Yeah, Dylan shouldn't have been.
No,
Nothing should have happened.
I've seen Dylan.
Yeah.
She was great in the Book of Mormon.
So stupid. But it should have been nothing. That
Yeah.
should have that fucking TikTok should have got 100,000 fucking views, and it should have just went invisible. Because
if
who
she
cares?
wants to identify with being as ugly as John Kennedy's wife, she's more than welcome to.
Hold on. Don't you talk shit about JFK's wife,
Bro, dog.
Don't
You
talk
don't.
Shit
You do not
don't
think
you talk
she's
shit
not
about
a dog.
JFK's wife. Don't you talk
JFK's
shit.
wife's a dog.
JFK's an American hero.
JFK.
You don't talk ill of the dead.
Marilyn Monroe
You don't
sucking his dick is
you
an
don't
American
talk,
hero.
You don't
buddy.
talk ill of the dead, okay? Ask not
What
what your country can do for you,
Marilyn Monroe
but ask
can
what
do
you
to
can do for your
balls.
country.
No, I was. You know, it was crazy. Marilyn Monroe might be the coolest broad who ever lived.
I don't know.
Supposedly,
Cleopatra's pretty sick.
no.
Supposedly she's really good at sucking dick.
Supposedly, what happened was there's a note that the FBI has that a UFO person got. The big guy, the one that's like muscular, like has like tiny little glasses. He's super famous. I can't remember his name. He just was talking about how she wrote this whole letter. She was going to do a press conference about the outer space machine that John Kennedy was talking to her about that they found in Roswell in 1940s. And then she was killed.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Supposedly,
It's pretty cool.
She's killed because she was going to speak about it.
That's pretty cool, though.
That's why I'm saying she's the coolest broad in the world, dude.
But that just goes back to like.
Then the CIA got the
But the
7
thing
year
is, like-
itch, and they went, pow.
But that just goes back to the same shit. Like
Some like it hot, buddy.
I was talking about, like, they JFK. You know what the fuck? They were like,
Dude, JFK was fucking around, bro.
but
JFK
like
was a slut.
maybe JFK was trying to get her killed. It's like, get this girl out of here.
Dude, and then they killed him, though.
Yeah. Well, he was doing other dumb shit.
No, maybe it was like she was right.
Maybe she was not.
She
maybe
was right, and then
maybe
he was gonna say something.
the aliens have always been a fucking dumb thing that we've been using to distract people. Just sprinkle it in, like, oh, aliens, by the way. JFK dies, Marilyn Monroe dies, Operation Paperclip, all this
Yeah.
shit. Nixon is, and then
Just kill him.
and then we're back, and then like
Yeah.
we didn't talk about aliens for a little bit, and then now some crazy shit started happening. Well, Trump might get elected. Trump's getting off the Colorado aliens. Okay, aliens are pretty sick, and you know, there might be here. I don't know. Maybe they are. Who cares? Who knows? And then people start talking about them because like, no, there's nothing to talk about on the media right now except like Biden.
Oh, there's stuff to talk about.
Well, no, they throw it under the rug because it's Biden.
Well, look at the Epstein list.
Nobody cares about
Mr.
No one
Noodle
should care
from
about that.
fucking Sesame Street was on there, dude.
Yeah, but that Epstein list isn't even the thing. See, this isn't. I sound like a conspiracy theorist right now, but
Yeah, it's not necessarily a list
it's
of
not.
people that went to the
It's
island.
the issue is what they're calling. They're calling it the
I know.
Epstein list.
That's what they do.
This is one guy's account
Yeah.
that he said of a list,
Yeah.
and it's not even close
Because here's what
to the
here's what
whole
you
thing.
do
It's just a whole
with,
one
with
dude.
that kind of list.
It's going to be the
take him to
the
court
list. No, it's going to be the list now.
Before the CIA kills him, and you ask him about the list. The problem is now he's dead, and it's just a list.
No. This isn't like they gave us probably a quarter of the list, maybe
Right.
10. I don't know how much, but they're gonna push this as the list, and then Jeffrey Epstein's gonna get swept under the rug forever now.
Yeah.
And they're gonna say, well, nobody that you care about, their name's not on it. Sorry, and no one's gonna care because everybody's gonna think that that's the list of that Epstein, and it's gonna go away. GG.
But it's like, what was Stephen Hawking doing there?
Fucking yeah, he was fucking.
I like midgets.
Jesus Christ.
Make the midgets take their clothes off and do
Dude,
equations on the board.
Stephen Hawking. Supposedly he was like a deviant though. He would go
Yeah.
to like strip clubs
No,
and
he's
all
a
this
real
crazy.
bad deviant.
Like he was like strip clubs even in
It's San Bernardino. He had some
he
wild
was
shit
going
on.
crazy. He
Yeah.
was supposedly he was like a nut. He was. I mean,
He
I would
cheated
too.
on his wife, dog.
I would. Hey. You know,
Yeah.
he's Stephen Hawking. Like you can't really
Shut
cheat.
up, bitch.
Can you really cheat on your wife?
Play with my wiener.
I mean, it doesn't even work.
It
Doesn't even work. So like,
but he wants to.
can't
play
cheat on
with
your
it.
wife.
He wants it played with, Doug.
I mean, can't even feel it. You know, like what are you playing with? And I don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah.
He can't even look down. Like, how does he know what's even
Yeah,
playing
no,
with?
he's always kind of looking down
Yeah.
now. Right.
Yeah, it's fucked.
He's fucked, man.
Yeah,
Him and Mr. Noodle, dude.
dude. Yeah,
kidding.
No,
No, but it's like a weird. It's like, what are you doing on that list, buddy? And Bill Clinton. I love Bill Clinton. Came
Bill
out
Gates.
not that long ago.
Bill Gates, dude.
Bill Gates is on there. Bill Clinton, though, he's like, I did not have sexual relations with anybody on that island. It's like the last time you said that, dog.
You lied.
You completely fucking
You
lied.
lied. We got you.
You literally fucked a girl with a cigar, my dude.
Yeah, but she sucked your dick under the freaking
That's
desk.
pretty dope.
Pretty sick.
That shouldn't even be illegal.
No, it's not illegal. It's pretty
Marilyn
sick.
Monroe did that with JFK, I bet. So,
Probably. Who would? I mean, in the
he's
Oval
living
Office,
in the shoes of JFK.
in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
If I'm president,
It's called the oral office, buddy.
100%.
100%.
That's what I'll call it if I'm president.
Yeah, dude. What do you think Michael's doing, Obama? Obama sucking Michael's dick in the
Jeez, it's not Michael. It's Mike. First of all, but it's Michelle. I think how you pronounce her name is Michelle. I think
Shit.
it's not Michelle,
Michelle.
which is I don't like.
That's very African American.
Michelle.
You know?
That's very French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like African American. It's like you make up a French.
You
name.
just make up stuff.
Letitia.
Yeah. So many names.
Yeah.
Just make up like a good Bible name, you know.
Yeah.
Just give
I
him
agree.
a good Christian
Give
name.
him Enoch.
Well,
That's the no. There's good Bible names, and then there's just like Anakin Skywalker. You're like Jesus
there's
Christ.
some bad
Like,
names.
dude, what is Yoda?
There's always been bad
Fucking
names.
Yoda's in there, dude.
There's always bad names in the
Yeah.
fucking Bible.
I was reading something that like technically they're not really. I mean, obviously the Old Testament is almost completely metaphor.
That's what they say.
That's what they
It's
say.
gotta be metaphorical.
I know. It's like then there's those people that are like, no, there is a tree that a woman stole the fig from and then ate it. It's like, no, the tree of knowledge is us.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not like two. And that's the other thing.
No,
Is
well, that's-
Adam and then all the sons that precede Adam are like the evolutionary process.
Maybe the tree of knowledge is a book.
What's
Because maybe the tree of knowledge is a book, dude.
Because
Because maybe some guy made fucking.
because we make books.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
literally the point. The
Fair.
tree of knowledge is us because we have.
well,
self.
you entertain. Yeah, I agree. But it's being you're entertaining it enough to call us the tree of knowledge.
Yes.
But like, you know,
Well, because we ate from the tree of knowledge. Like that's the whole point.
but like,
Even Adam and then all the different sons. It's supposed to be, I believe, the
Yeah.
evolutionary like process we had.
so like,
Because each name characterizes like a new emotion,
sure.
like Cain and Abel, and then
I just have a question. I just have one question here.
yeah,
So Adam and Eve, right?
yeah,
And they had Cain and Abel.
no.
Who-
People, our primitive selves are quote unquote Adam, and our primitive woman selves are Eve, quote unquote. It's not that there's two people. It's that it would be like the monkeys walking until it's us. That would be like the earliest version. And because
No, I'm saying in the
women-
Bible.
Yeah, in the Bible it's two.
That's
people.
what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
But in the Old Testament, it's more metaphorical than it is in the New Testament. The New Testament,
what they that
Luke
they say.
and John or Peter try to be as historical and talk about Roman kings, Pontius
course.
Pilate.
Yes.
The Old Testament barely does that.
Sure, I'm
Barely.
not saying any of that. This is a totally different question.
Okay.
I'm just asking. Adam and Eve are two people,
Yes.
and they're the first two
Right.
in the Bible.
Right.
Then they have
Adam is conceived by a thought from God, and Eve is
Yes.
conceived by the rib
the
of
ribs
Adam.
of God, exactly. Then they have kids.
Yes.
Okay, and their kids have kids.
Right. Well, don't forget that they live for hundreds of years.
Yeah, but then their kids had kids also.
Yes.
So none of them came out with Down syndrome.
Ask Enoch, buddy.
So how
They
can
shut his book up.
how come when we have sex with
They weren't touched by angels.
our
yet, bro.
cousins, when we have sex with our cousins or our sisters, the kids come out with a developmental disorder of
Giants.
some sort.
Yeah, they had to get rid of them. Called giants.
It's called
Yeah,
Nephilim.
dude, in the flood, they
Nephilim.
washed them all out, dude. They washed
Jesus.
all the downs out, bro.
It just
That's the Nephilim who fell from the sky, dumbass.
Have you find
That's all the
Have you
God washed away the retarded people.
have you well the giant people? Okay, not they're
No,
giants.
the Nephilim.
The Nephilim.
Angels that were touched.
They
People that were touched. by
they you know that people have the bones of the giants. Have you seen that?
yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
No, I think there was giant. I mean, there must have been like some sort of larger people. I mean, we know that the like Hippopithecus or whatever
yeah.
that is like. Most likely they're just finding like the Bigfoot thing.
Yeah, they probably just find like a bigger.
Hippo
What's it called? I was watching.
Hippopithecus, I think.
It's something. You're almost on it.
I'm, like,
it's
really
not it.
close to
You're
it.
super fucking
So
close.
close.
You're super fucking close. But you're
I'm
not
right on the
there.
edge.
You're right
edging
on the
it.
edge.
I'm edging
You're
Bigfoot.
definitely edging Bigfoot right now.
I'm doing the sign of the crosswalk.
Something Pithecus, but no, I don't believe this, but it's fun to entertain.
Yeah. Most things are fun.
This is
to
one of my
entertain.
most fun.
The Jews
conspiracies.
running the world is fun to entertain.
It's not even fun. That's just true. But and that's okay. They're better than everybody
Yeah,
else.
they're better.
That's
Well,
fine.
it's like my big joke is like, nah, you. When the
Who
Jews
else do you
ran
want to run the
bank,
country? Like,
yeah, they had
fuck.
gold in the
they're
bank.
way sicker than
Then
everybody.
the wasps came and they were
Yeah.
like, nah, you don't need gold.
No.
Just get a profit.
And now we're fucked.
yeah,
Now they have the Federal Reserve making
Yeah.
paper and shit. But this is my most favorite conspiracy theory. Is okay. There was a flood for sure.
Here's not even a conspiracy theory. There is a flood.
There's a flood.
12,000. There's
a flood. There's a
12,000
flood.
years.
100%.
Absolutely.
My theory, or not my theory, this other guy's theory, whatever. But my favorite conspiracy that I just kind of entertain sometimes because it's fun, is that you know how in China and like some of these like Asian like bigger countries, Russia, Philippines, some shit, they have these crazy cave systems where they go on for like miles and miles and miles that are naturally occurring
Brody, you don't
caves.
even want to get into that.
And these motherfuckers, it's like, oh, so you think no humans ran into those caves
That's
and they just said fuck it? Like,
no. Supposedly it's supposed to be
probably-
like the Anunnaki made it so we could go in there and they could wipe out the giants.
and then we came back out.
But
But the thing is, like, they think people didn't come back out. That there's a
came
whole
back
thing
out,
going back
buddy.
in.
Yeah.
They think there's civilizations under the ground.
Well,
hanging out that are
supposedly,
still
this is
afraid
what
of
the
the flood.
Anunnaki thing is. The moon is a weapon. The moon was created in order to wash away everybody.
Jesus.
But they like created cave systems or like things like Noah's Ark
Mm-hmm.
in order to keep us, the enslaved people,
Yeah.
still mining for gold. But they had to get rid of like the giants or some shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the Nephilim.
I'll
quote
beat up a
unquote.
giant dog.
Yeah.
Fucking giants.
But yeah, I mean, they all have that flood. I mean, there definitely is a flood. There's
Yeah.
definitely a flood, and like most people, I think, like most people that have entertained the flood idea, it's somewhere. It's like 12,000 years ago. They think maybe a solar flare came and affected us like horribly and like basically.
So
destroyed the
supposedly a solar flare will really fuck us up.
yeah, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
It's like essentially a solar flare because the solar flare would make certain parts like where they find pieces of like nuclear glass
Yeah,
in the
glass,
desert,
Yeah.
and like it would coincide with like changing like aspects of the earth, so there would be crazy floods,
Yeah.
and there would be like fire in the sky.
Yeah.
It'd be like hell.
I mean, it could have been just like we were fucking hanging out in Pangea, and then a solar flare happened and just
Yeah,
broke
it
everybody
just broke
apart or
everything
something.
up, yeah, no, but Pangea was billions. That's a problem. Like a billion.
Yeah, it was
years
a long
ago.
time ago.
It was too long ago.
Would be sick though.
It would be sick, dude. Let's go to Pangea.
Pangea is pretty dank.
But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know, dude. Fucking everything's.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm battling in my head at night. At night, I'm like, I'm just having this.
I'll go to my.
How influenced
My
am I?
sleeps are TikToks. I'm scrolling my dreams.
Well, that's I'm ready to. I mean, I've taken breaks off TikTok, but I'm ready. Like, what I've came to the conclusion of, I've came to the conclusion a couple times, but like yesterday, I was like, really, like, I've seen all this already,
yeah.
but it's just a whole bunch of different faces.
I keep
doing it.
getting the same shit now.
It's not the same stuff. It's technically not the same people.
But
it's
it
not.
is this. Yeah.
But it's just this like, it's like motivational TikToks that basically saying the same shit.
yeah.
Some buff guy lifting weights.
Yeah.
And
Or
then
on a podcast.
Yeah,
you've never seen.
yeah,
in your
you've seen this
life.
guy before. You've never seen this podcast ever before in your life, and he's talking about how
And
to
they have that
make
song. Boom, down, down.
Yeah, he's trying to make $1 billion or whatever. He's like, I was watching. There's this new podcaster.
Yeah.
He's one guy though. He's not really a podcaster, but he's like a. He just comments on these like hyper successful people's YouTube, like on their podcast, and he's just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Because this one lady is like, he's like, she's talking about like her kids and like she's supposedly she's a
Jacked.
millionaire and she's jacked and she's a millionaire. She's like a crazy businesswoman. He's like, you know why you're losing? You have kids. you spend way too much fucking time with your kids. He's like, how many hours? You spend hours with your kids? I spend 20 minutes a day. We dance. We have a great time. We eat. 20 minutes. That's all I give them. After that, done.
Yeah.
Bye. And the guy's like, what the fuck? What are you saying, lady?
Yeah.
Are you stupid?
I know.
Like, 20 minutes. Is that what you're saying?
With your kids.
20 minutes. Yeah, your kids are they're gonna kill you. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You're gonna get murdered. That's what's gonna happen.
We know latchkey kids are no good.
They're no good.
You can't just be like walking home from school by yourself, doing whatever you want until like the parents come home. Insane, bro.
But the stuff that they talk, once like you
well,
hear,
that's why I want to kill myself after I watch Tim Pool. Like I have no idea.
The
what
best
is going
part
on.
about that stuff is like some of the successful stuff. It's like technically, maybe they have $100 million or whatever.
Yeah,
and you're watching it on TikTok and they're saying some like maybe decent, good advice or whatever the fuck, or decent advice, and you're like, oh yeah, nice little. That's a cool quote.
Well, it's like, hey,
and then
I want your business advice,
but you're never thinking, is this stupid as shit?
Yeah.
But when somebody else comments on it and is like,
they break the glass so hard.
Yeah. They just they break the fourth wall, and you're like, oh yeah, these people are dumb as shit.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Well,
like, are you dumb?
What happened with Tate? I mean, look at Tate. No one cares.
A lot of people care.
Like for you and me, for a while, it was super. Well, first it was like a real meme. From YMH.
Yeah.
And then it became everybody's
meme. Yeah.
Which was wild to see.
Everybody believed in it.
I know. And
I was just like,
knew it was a LARP from the beginning.
He's LARPing the whole time.
We just happened to watch Your Mom's House.
Yeah, once.
And like,
I was like, oh, he's just being a funny guy.
Yeah.
He's chilling.
And then, dude, that episode is maybe the funniest Your Mom's House.
It's one of the funniest. It's one of the funniest.
It's one of the funniest podcasts.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then 6 months later, literally,
he's the most popular person in the world.
Yeah, it was the
most
wild
this
thing in the world.
This guy's insane.
But it's like, look at him. Like, do I want his relationship advice or like his?
Well, I think I think a lot of women want a guy that just takes care of them completely.
Women want masculinity. They do not want FAGs in disguise called Andrew Tate.
Yeah. Yes.
Andrew Tate is a full-blown
bottom.
He's
a bottom.
Yeah,
he's a bottom. He's a bottom. But yeah, I think he's wrong a lot. He's not. Yeah. Some of the stuff he says, you have to say, tip your cap.
Yeah.
Completely right. Because he's not a dumb guy. Because he's gotten to where he is. So he's not completely dumb. And the thing is, he doesn't live his life like he preaches. No. Like, he has a kid. He has 2 kids. He has a wife. Like,
this Muslim LARP.
He's LARPing as a Muslim guy.
So cool.
It's like, hey, let's stop. But, like, the issue, not an issue, but, like,
that's what happened with Sneeko. Sneeko thought they were all saying the realest shit.
Sneeko,
and you see him as a Muslim now, like, just, like, fell off.
He just doesn't know who he is.
He does not.
He has
know
no clue. He has no clue.
He literally believed in Andrew Tate and Patrice O'Neal.
He's done
to like a T, and just doesn't understand that Patrice O'Neal was only for
he's
black
a one
people.
of one guy. First off, yeah.
And what he was speaking about, like, barely applies to you.
Barely applies to you, buddy.
It's like he was sort of critiquing the like matriarchal.
Yeah.
Black people essentially are matriarchal. People don't really understand.
I mean, a lot like Mexicans are the same.
Yeah, it's very patriarchal. Latin people, black people, very matriarchal. But the black community in specific is so matriarchal that like Patrice O'Neal was sort of pointing things out and just, you know, even he was wrong, but he would find humor in it.
Yeah.
So even when you listen to old O&A or Black Phillip show, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because there is some sort of bit to it.
Well, he's hilarious.
With Andrew Tate, there is some sort of bit, but he's not as funny as Patrice. Yeah. So it just
Sneeko is like, it's like Patrice is like he is the end all be all, and then Andrew Tate is like some sort of like diet soda of
him. No. That is why Patrice O'Neal is like a true artiste.
Yeah, and then Andrew Tate's like. Okay, so
a LARP
this is what
that,
it is.
And then
like
Sneeko's a LARP of
Patrice
a LARP.
O'Neal's Coke.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate's Diet Coke. And
Sneeko's
fucking
Pepsi.
Sneeko's like fucking
RC
he's Diet RC Cola.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he is.
Yeah.
He's not he doesn't
no,
even
Andrew Tate's Pepsi.
I don't know.
Yeah. He's not even close to Coke. He revealed himself too early.
You're not wrong. Okay, I agree. I just think Pepsi tastes too good. I don't really like Pepsi.
I could see.
But you're giving it too much. You're giving them too much.
Okay.
I think diet's better. But
yeah.
But yeah. What I've I think. I watch all this shit, and like I like to think that I don't get influenced.
That's why it's
and
like
have
you
these
make fun
thoughts.
of me, but it's like that's why I've gone so hard to what I watch.
That's the issue is you don't think you're being. I'm not.
I know.
I'm not actually.
But
talking
it's
about you.
never
I'm
political.
actually talking about me right now. But like you're taught. Like okay, let's give you. I mean, the audience is probably people that only know Taylor. So
yeah.
But like this guy only watches people with Down syndrome.
No, I don't.
He own his whole algorithm on
No,
TikTok
I
is
don't.
people with people with Asperger's. That's all they are.
Oh my
Every
God,
single
no.
video. Every single video.
No.
And he likes to pretend like his humor isn't being influenced by these people with Down syndrome. But it is. And I'm just like, some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth, I'm like, you don't even realize that you're just LARPing a big guy with Down syndrome right now. Like you don't even know that that's happening. You're low-key have Asperger's at this point because you're being influenced by TikTok so much.
Oh my God,
But-
that's so funny.
But what I'm saying is I'm being influenced, and I think I'm not. Like I think that like you know what, I hate the fucking
No,
most.
that's the problem with the algorithm. Is it plays at your fucking like
your weak
everything
like,
you like in your
well, not even my
weaknesses
like
and
because I like
what makes you angry and what makes you
me
happy.
angry. Like the Reddit fucking stories. All of them are about cheating. All of them are about cheating.
I cannot.
It's like my wife cheated on me, my husband cheated on me. I'm like,
know.
hey, I don't want to even think about this. So like I'm in my bed. It's 11 p.m. I'm talking to my girlfriend, and then I get I'm 33 years old,
Yeah,
21 female,
33F.
33F, and my husband just cheated on me.
My friend has such a big cock. I can. See
I
it in
can't
his
believe I just sucked his cock yesterday, and I have to tell my husband I cheated on him, and we have kids, and we've been married for 15 years. I'm like,
and then the guys will be like, 41M here, 21F wife.
Yeah.
I've been doing this thing where I go to the local bar and suck off everyone there,
Yeah.
and you're like, what?
But like, it just like makes you insecure. I will say,
Yeah.
because you're like this, because it makes you think that this is happening a lot, because you're hearing it on fucking TikTok,
This is how conservative people were born.
and you're like, fuck, like what is this? Is everybody like that?
Yeah. Like, is everybody? This is Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
Every night, is everybody a homosexual?
What the?
Satan worship? Fucking leftist?
Fuck.
It's like, dude,
And then like, yeah, and then I'm like,
shut the fuck up.
and like also like, you have all the answers.
Yeah.
You stop searching, stop. And which really, I think what I'm
You
doing.
have all the questions.
No, fuck that.
Is this objectively true?
No, I'm saying
Is this
to have. No, I'm not even talking about bullshit questions or answers. I'm talking about like to make your life fucking sick, to get your life essentially.
right?
Like you already know, like you technically don't know what to do,
But you do.
but you do, but you do, and like you know what you have to do.
Yeah.
Like you don't need some motivational talk because that doesn't work. You don't need a fucking guy worth $1 billion to tell you some bullshit. You don't need the
The
fucking.
reason most likely you're depressed, not you.
Well, yeah,
The quote unquote,
yeah, of course,
because you know you're supposed to be doing something.
yeah. Hey.
You know it.
You know,
You're hiding it through illusions
Yeah.
in your mind.
you know exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah. You're playing that one painting where it's like the stairs.
Yeah,
Like you're walking every which way, which
Except-
is not the stairs going up.
exactly.
You're literally just
Like, well, there's a
you're
playground
playing-
over there.
Yeah.
Well, there's this over there. That looks
Yeah.
fun.
I'll just smoke weed, it makes me feel good.
It makes you sick. Yeah, it makes you feel
I'll
nice.
drink, makes me feel good
It's
after
feel
I'm
nice,
at
yeah.
work.
And then you're 55,
Yeah.
and you're married to a chick that you don't like,
Yeah.
and you're fucked.
Or you're Andrew Tate and his brother. You're in a jail in Romania.
Yeah, and you guys live together.
And you're like, wait a minute, what about Western ideals? It's like, not in Romania.
Not in Romania, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I am coming to the conclusion that it's time to get the fuck
It's
off
like,
TikTok.
it's like, let's think about it.
go
How
off
in the
TikTok.
world is this Chinese app good for us, to be honest?
impossible.
It can be impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible. I think all of it.
Nothing the Chinese do besides orange chicken is
There's
good.
that one Netflix documentary that talks about
Not Chinese Americans, Chinese.
orange chicken.
Actually, no. Orange chicken was invented by Chinese Americans. So
Yeah, it's
that's
America. It's America.
That's also our other point. When we talk about race or people or gender, it's never Americans. I promise you.
Never.
Unless we're specifically talking. When we go the Chinese or the blacks. You're in Africa and you're in China.
Yeah, but I don't know.
The Jews, you're in Israel.
Jews are pretty sick. My old
Jews
bosses
are
were
sick.
Jews.
Yeah. Jews are
They're
great.
So cool. So nice.
Individuals are great. Groups, guess what? Not great.
Hey.
Groups are not great.
They're nice. They're sick also.
Even us as a group.
I mean, yeah, a group, like, yeah.
When we group together, we call something the
A
CIA,
mob.
and we go fucking do what, I don't know, do whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
Turn
just
frogs gay, fucking.
I think groups of anybody
It's bad.
gets weird because
Yeah.
like if
Even
realistically
for religious people, it makes zero sense. It's like if God gave you free will as an individual, why do you then become this collective?
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, if we want to be a tribe because we are tribal people, that's just how we are. But like once you get a bad actor mixed in that little like group, the group's fucked. It's over.
Yeah,
Like there's a reason like to be
when you have
frank,
group,
if you have like if you have like 11 dudes
yeah,
that kind of think similarly,
yeah,
and you just like release them onto like the world, they're just gonna do crazy shit because they're just gonna amp each other up like more and more and more and more.
Let's be honest. Our group of the boys,
Yeah,
none of us agree on anything.
I mean
That makes us such a better group of
Rand
friends.
is stupid, but
Exactly. None of us agree on anything.
I think we agree.
Me, and War Mode argued about Israel-Palestine for 3 hours.
We agree on the rules.
We agree on the rules.
We agree on the rules.
Yeah.
And we agree morals are pretty
Yeah. High.
straight on. We're pretty much the same.
Individually we develop them.
Yes.
And then individually we choose to hang out with each other.
Yeah. But I think like some of our thoughts are a little different. I think you more so than me and me and Morton, Kevin and stuff.
Yeah.
I think Kevin's he's been more like he used to agree with us a lot more, but now he's like more I don't know. Like
he is I would call Kevin he doesn't even know it, but he is an anarchist.
No,
He's a libertarian anarchist.
I don't think so. He's just a devil's advocate ever since the pandemic. Before that he was fine.
Right.
He was chilling.
Right.
But I'm just fine.
But it's happened, and he is
yeah,
this
of
now.
course. But there's
nothing wrong with being.
But
a libertarian.
what I was saying is like we because me and the other boys have been hanging out for so long that it's just like we don't even argue about stuff really anymore.
Right.
We barely even super have crazy conversations because it's like
you know it.
It's like we already agree or we
Right.
don't agree. Like, okay, I'm not gonna change your mind. I can change my mind. So like, we don't have to do this. Like, we don't have to do this
but is it just because I'm around and we discuss? It seems. I mean, I can only say when I'm around because that's when I'm around.
I think.
But it doesn't feel unnatural.
Well,
like,
we used to talk.
You used to argue a lot. We used to
argue a lot, and I've toned down my wanting to be right.
I think you guys would get too heated.
We never got heated like we were gonna fight or anything like that.
Never like anyone would fight.
We were just very passionate.
Yeah.
But I can only talk about myself personally. I still have this problem.
Right.
It's something I've been working on for a long time because I used to be really, really bad. It's still an issue, and I still work through it. But I want to be right.
Right.
And I want to be fucking right. And for a long time, because everyone wants to be right, and I also want to be right. So like we would just argue about that stuff. But stuff starts to happen where like, first off, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Yeah. It's just your opinion. You're not going to change anybody's mind. And then also like stuff like the pandemic happens. Or even for me, like what happened even before the pandemic. For me, what made me like think about this type of thing is I really love fitness. Like even though I'm a fucking fat fuck, I've been buff before in my life. And I really enjoy researching and finding the best workout and the best supplements and the best this and that. And nothing's right.
Right.
There's nothing 100%. This is exactly
No,
what you should be doing.
Because it's like, it's like there's some, and in the smart fitness people know, there is something to genetic code.
There's not just there's something to eating this type of way or eating that type of way, or this person should have
bad habits like reward.
The only 100% in that industry is just go work out. It doesn't matter what the fuck you do. Just pick up the weights and put them down. Yeah. Like, just do the thing. That's it. There's no secret code. Yeah. Just work your ass off. Yeah. Pick it up, put it down, and that's it.
We can do it.
That's all.
Yeah.
Done. Like,
look at them, dude. They didn't have all those machines, and they look fucking hot.
Well, they had fucking testosterone.
True, dude.
They were also wrestling a lot.
Yeah,
too.
But they had so much testosterone. They were starting to fuck boys.
They were trying to fuck each other first. Yeah. But they were wrestling and getting jacked and doing Atlas stones, and they were fighting, so they had to be working out. They were fucking. Yeah. They had swords. Swords are not light.
No, armor is not light.
No.
None of that, no.
So
Spartans were crazy.
And also like we were in battle for so much. It's like.
But look at. I mean, we still are.
You're walking.
When has there ever been an entire year without like a war
or some sort of
we've been alive?
It's not even war, just some sort of like
tiff.
Something's tiffing.
War legal
tiff.
Some sort of conflict.
Yeah, some conflict.
We've never not had a conflict.
Yeah,
we've never lived in a world that's no conflict. It's been Iraq, Afghanistan, Israel, Palestine, Ukraine.
Yeah,
there was like 3 months before Ukraine where it was like, whoa.
Well, this is pretty sick.
But then it's still people fighting about Trump versus Biden.
Well, to be honest, like during Trump, there wasn't a lot of wars going on.
But there was like fighting.
There was fighting.
Yeah.
Like Afghanistan and stuff, and
we hadn't left Afghanistan.
Syria and stuff, but there wasn't like crazy.
No, he had to drone strike people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, we always have to drone strike people. I mean, come on.
That's what I'm saying.
We can't not drone strike.
We've never had, and it's not even like.
But yeah, we always have conflicts. You're right, but
we're never out of it.
It's just humans, dude.
That's why we need fucking Adventure Quest.
We're warring people. We're warring people, dude. We're warring people.
Yeah, that guy will never win. Fucking
Vivek?
Yeah.
No, he'll never win.
Never win.
His hair's stupid. Just come on, dude.
Oh,
you got a little puff on top of your head.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, it's receding. It's fine.
Yeah, it's over. It's done. Just shave it off. It's fine.
Shave it off.
It's okay. Be confident.
He'd look bad as a bald Indian.
Bad.
Bald Indian is a bad
look. It's a bad look.
Indians are supposed to just keep it kind of.
He should get Propecia or something.
Yeah.
Start micro needling his hair or something.
Rose oil, fucking.
Yeah, rose oil, parsley oil. Yeah.
You ever get those Indian fucking Instagram reels? Where it's like, I'm growing my hair with rose oil.
Now we're talking his algorithm right now.
I know.
Your algorithm is insane.
My algorithm is insane.
Algorithm is kind of weird too, though.
Well, it's like, my algorithm right now is like really God built. I haven't even sent you that kind of stuff. And the stuff I send you is just to make
have a lot of.
There's part of a bit where I'm like sending you the worst thing I found.
Bit. There's no bit, dude. You think it's so funny. And I'm just like, dude, this guy just he's Asperger's, dude. Like, what are we doing?
What did I send you last?
What are we doing?
Remember. What did I send you?
I don't even know. Some guy talking about his outfit or some shit.
Oh my God, hold on. What did I even send you?
I don't even know.
Oh my
insane.
God, that shit's so funny, man.
I just can't even. I can't even do it. What was I watching? I was watching. How do you feel about working? Jobs. It says jobs. How do you feel about jobs? How long do you think?
I like the market. I like free.
How long do you think people have jobs for?
Till they're old enough, and then your kids.
No. Conceptually. How long do you think the human race will have jobs for? I don't know how many people are hired in America. Let's say 80% of people are working that are of working age. How long until that goes to 20% or 50%?
Never.
You don't think so?
We won't become a Marxist state where no one works.
I'm not saying Marxist. I'm just saying like
there could be jobs. I don't.
I think there'll be like okay. Maybe I need to ask the better question. There's always going to be some sort of entertainment or art, or like, trading
Yeah.
type job that people
Yeah.
can do because of their community and stuff like that. But I just feel like all of the jobs that we have now that are like industrial or like community, like customer service based, they're going to be gone.
It'll become AI, yeah.
And yes,
Something else will come.
and I think, hopefully, but I think the only thing that I can think of right now, because we're not in that place right now, is entertainment.
Who build, yeah.
Is entertainment. Because, like...
And there'll be jobs from that. Movie industry.
Of course, well,
Podcast,
AI,
radio.
they're literally
There'll
already...
still be shit
They're
that
already
needs to be
trying to
built.
buy
Yeah.
people's likeness already for movies and stuff. Like
Those jobs
Bruce Willis already sold his likeness. You know that?
Bruce Willis?
Yeah, he
Well,
sold...
he's half retarded now.
Well,
He has to.
He's mute or some shit. But like, yeah, he sold his likeness. He's like, yeah, you can use it. Just all commercials, movies, talking, voice. They can just
Wild.
do whatever. And so like, that's gonna come a time where like that's the norm. Where like,
Yeah.
all of the actors are gonna be like this.
I don't think so.
There could be a push on the other side.
Yeah. There might be a push where,
But
like,
there's going to be a time where it's
they're
indistinguishable.
always arguing. They're always.
There's going to be a time when it's indistinguishable, though. And the time's it's not far away. We're like, they're going to look exactly like us. Like what?
No, the robots.
We don't have to hire.
They haven't made a way to make the robots look human.
Not yet. Yeah, the
They'll
Uncanny
to
Valley.
Me, they'll look like that Tesla robot.
Yeah, the
They'll be
Uncanny
more like
Valley is
droids
still
from
there.
Star Wars. They'll be free thinking things.
I'm not even talking about the robots. I'm just talking about AI making a guy on the screen. I'm not even talking about robots.
100%. That'll become a thing.
Like but I'm saying on entertainment. Like I think, especially in our generation,
Yeah.
I think what's coming, which it's already here. I talked to Mort about this already too, is just that people want honesty. I think.
Yeah.
And what's there's nothing more honest than like be us two.
Yeah.
Like not in a like we don't lie type of way, but in a we're just two regular guys.
We're showing ourselves.
We're just two regular
Showing every
dudes.
card. Yeah.
We're two dudes. We're in a fucking in the living room and we're just talking, right?
Yeah.
We're just hanging out, and I think people will be like, and it could not be. We could fucking nothing could happen from this, right?
Yeah.
But it's gonna be people like that where it's like, okay, McDonald's is gonna be like,
We'll move.
let's
to the
get
robots.
we'll get no. McDonald's will be like, can you guys? We're gonna give you guys $20,000. Can you promote McDonald's instead of Angelina Jolie? Can you promote McDonald's? Because who gives a shit?
I think there will be something to the effect where you will go to AI restaurants.
We're not talking about AI anymore. We're talking about like the marketing of people, of like
that's
the
what
honesty.
I mean. There will be like, I don't want to go to that restaurant because there's no people there.
Sure,
That's what will happen.
Sure, but I agree. I agree with that. That's like the before conversation. I totally agree because I think that will like the people want to see
It'll
people.
just be like, I don't.
Well, McDonald's in Texas already has that. There's no people that work there.
At the kiosk, but there's people that cook in it.
They cook, yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's my other point. There'll be things like that where it's like, people will still cook.
But I mean, how easy is it going to be? Like, drop the patty, heat it up, conveyor belt, drop the patty onto the bread, and let us fold. It's over.
Because if that fails, the McDonald's makes no money.
Well, one guy will be in there fucking fixing stuff, probably.
Yeah, manager. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, for marketing purposes, for all these companies, like, when the Super Bowl comes on, you see all the crazy stuff because everybody's watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
There's going to come a time where nobody's watching regular TV. It's already coming, right? It's going to streaming service. And streaming service, they don't have they don't have commercials. They have ads. Or
I'm not fully convinced that the AI will never.
No. I'm not talking about AI anymore. AI is off this table. We're not talking about AI. We're talking about me and like honest, regular people.
Yeah.
And celebrities.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about
when
people that get all of the money now are these, they put Angelina Jolie on a commercial for tampons or the fuck. They put Thor on a commercial for lifting weights or Pizza Hut, The Rock. Buy your Pizza Hut, dude.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, hell yeah, I love The Rock.
Right.
Let's buy some Pizza Hut. But there's going to come a time when nobody, like, I can't relate to you.
Yeah.
There's no relating to The Rock. He's worth $1 billion. Like,
Right.
I don't. What do you mean? Go eat Pizza Hut, dude. There's gonna come a time where it's like there's gonna be dudes on a podcast that just like look like regular dudes.
Yeah.
And it's like, and this is already happening because obviously my podcasts get a lot of
on TikTok,
ads.
It's just like 2 Filipino kids.
Well, this is a lot of ads. I'm
white
saying
nerds,
this get a lot of ads already. Like Joe Rogan gets crazy ads. He's also becoming like kind of, you can't relate to a guy that has $500 million or whatever the fuck he has. But like the YouTuber, the influencer is gonna be the guy that's gonna get all of the marketing revenue from a company. Instead of the company being like, okay, 20% of our revenues, our marketing is going to go to influencers, and 80% is going to go to celebrity and movies and TV. Now it's gonna reverse. It's going to be
the market will never. Bad marketing will do that.
I think it'll
but
reverse.
not good business. Good business will know to split it up.
No. It's always split. It's already split up. It's already 20%. Like let's say it's 20%, like 20% influencer, 80% celebrity.
Right.
I think it'll reverse, where it'll be 20% celebrity and TV, and 80% influencer.
I think that's true.
And that will happen, and I think that's kind of it's YouTube and all that stuff is already changing the landscape of like what people want to do with their lives, because like
The algorithm is figuring out new shit too.
well, people just don't want like.
They don't want
people,
Shane Dawson.
People don't want to be construction workers anymore.
Yeah.
People were like, well, if this fucking regular guy like Shane Dawson or like Logan Paul, whatever the fuck, like if he can build like something worth a few $1 million, like why can't I?
Or why can't I try?
Or that's better. Why can't I just try to do it?
Yeah.
Like why not? And people never like. When there's no YouTubers and there's just only celebrities, it's like, well, I can never be that. Like, look at that guy. He's so beautiful and he's fucking jacked and he's so charismatic.
That's
it's like,
fine too.
I can never do that. But
Some
like
people will know that they cannot do that
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. But then you look at people like, fucking Stavi Baby or whatever, and it's like, well, this guy's a receding hairline. He's fucking gigantic.
Yeah.
Mind you, you're never gonna be as funny as him, but you can try at something else.
Yeah.
And talk about.
Look at him. He just
other
shit
stuff.
with his friends on a podcast called Come Town. And now they're huge.
And now now they're all
I
celebrities.
used to love Come Town.
But now they're all making a lot of money.
Yeah,
from
the Adam
podcasts.
Friedland show, Stabby Baby.
Yeah, so like, and people are already obviously it's catching on because we're doing it now.
Yeah.
But like, it's like why not me?
Yeah.
Fuck this.
I know.
Like, I don't want to fucking.
But
go,
it's not
well,
just
I don't
why
want to do. I don't want to go to a construction job
You
every
and
day.
I can go on TikTok. We can watch those 2 Filipino kids with buck teeth talk, and they fucking suck.
They suck.
They have nothing to say.
Nothing.
I can watch those 2 nerds argue how the Marvel movies are amazing. It's like they are retarded and have nothing to say.
Yeah.
They do not surpass anything.
No.
If there is no nuance within the podcast, and you're literally
Yeah.
just 2 dudes talking, that's
Yeah, I agree, and that's what success and not success is
Yeah.
going to be. But like,
and who's to say about us? But it's like
yeah,
we don't necessarily
just-
believe that we're not.
yeah. Well, we have to believe.
We
that we're
have
gonna
to believe there's some nuance here.
But I'm just thinking, like, what I'm saying is just like people are going to be like, I don't want to be a construction worker.
Yeah.
Fuck. I can't.
But see, to be fair, not everybody said that anyway
True.
back then.
I'm not talking about
Some people went west.
True. But
We'll
that
always have
West is still what we're. This is West.
Yeah.
YouTube and podcasting
That's what I mean.
is West.
Even I know we're not necessarily talking about it. Even when we were talking about AI controlling, maybe taking over the market, there will still be a way to go west. There's no way not to go west.
Yeah, there's always going to be the whatever's in. There's always going to be the opposite.
There could be people don't go to the military anymore. They go to the Space Force. They work in space.
I'm down to do that, dude.
You know what I mean? I mean, essentially, you can have Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the only thing that like Star Trek stands on is that they have the replicator, and the replicator can make anything that the human needs.
Yeah.
So that's why they live in that Marxist sort of like, Elysium, because they can just travel and do whatever they want. But even then, they don't just sit around and do nothing.
I'm not even talking about regular job. I think people want to work.
100%.
Humans they want to do something.
Especially men.
We want to do something, but like even the strongest of fucking masculine machismo, whatever the fuck you want to call it, men. Like you fucking figure out that like, hey, this whole like beating my body up
Yeah.
for 50 years to have like a shit pension, and not one person gives a fuck in the job that you do. And I'm not just talking about construction. I'm talking about, I mean, arguably construction is less soul-sucking than being like a money manager for a fucking...
Arguably, the Federal Reserve is the most soul-sucking thing. You can hold on to $1 from 1985.
If you work there.
That dollar is not the same worth.
Of course, but I'm not talking about that. The whatever, the heir apparent of whatever it is. It's the person working there. It's the guy that's like working at a hedge fund. If I could just crunching numbers for 8 hours, nobody talks to him, and he just leaves. And then he goes back to his wife and kids, and he's just
Makes
like,
a bunch of money.
he makes so much money, and he's like, did you have fun at work today, honey? And he's just like,
the avocado toast was the same.
had the coffee. Yeah. And it's like, well, he wanted to shoot himself the whole time. He just did his...
Some do, some don't.
Yes.
Look at those, like, Twitter girls that, like, just literally would post on TikTok. They're like, this is my day today. I go to Starbucks. I get the egg protein bowl. I get a Frappuccino. And then I go to the office.
But they don't go to work.
But they go to work, quote unquote. It's like an office
that
where they do email
purchase,
threading. Yeah. And, like, it's completely the most retarded bullshit. Mm-hmm. Whatever. It's the market. The market created
I'm not saying the market's bad. I'm just saying, like, and yes, people want to work all the time.
Hedge funds are created.
But when there's a job that you can do, because like maybe some people I think some people
they self-sacrifice.
Sure, yes. Well, men especially, they self-sacrifice.
They believe in Jesus. They want to self-sacrifice.
Yeah, they love the hedge fund, and they love the fucking construction work, and they love beating their body up.
This is why I still follow that one pillar from objectivism: selfishness, quote unquote, self-esteem.
Of course, the most selfless act is to be selfish. Because if you're selfish, you become the best self, and then people around you become their best self. Yes. And then so on and so forth.
Exactly.
But
that's exactly it.
Of course, yeah.
And so those people that are sad at the hedge fund,
yeah,
what are they doing? They're self-sacrificing for an idea they don't even believe in themselves.
Of course.
Because some sort of philosophical bone is broken.
Well, the whole point of the whole hedge fund is broken.
Well, yeah.
Because they don't.
That's because
the boss guy does. Do you think he gives a fuck about all this shit? He just wants to make as much money as possible.
Just like shorting.
He just wants money as much possible.
Yeah.
And this is just
Wall Street is a complete
this happens
lie.
to be the way.
Yeah.
So fuck it. This is what I'm doing. He doesn't like it. He likes what it can provide for himself, so he's happy, right? So that's nice to be happy.
There's another problem I will give you. There's people like me. We will hate the Federal Reserve. Mm-hmm. We will hate the American currency. Mm-hmm. Yet they do not play the game. Yeah. You have to play the game.
You have to play the game.
You have to play the game in order to get ahead. In order to change the game. There is no way to not.
In order to get out of the game, you have to play the game.
Exactly.
In order to get out, you have to play.
That's what's so wild about the game.
Yeah.
But
when you're 17, you
like
think.
Vivek.
Yeah.
Vivek, it's hilarious.
Well, no, it's Chamath. Chamath is better.
Who?
There's a guy. He's also Indian. His name is Chamath Palihapitiya. And I like this guy a lot. I liked him in the beginning.
But you know what I mean with Vivek. It's like,
of course,
he played the game and is trying to change the game for the betterment of
Chamath on a bigger scale.
Right.
So this Chamath guy, he's talking in front of a big college, and they're like, "What advice would you give the kids that want to change the world like you're doing?" Because he's a billionaire, like worth fucking tens of billions, and he worked at Facebook, and he does like a whole bunch of like biotech shit and all this crazy shit. And he's like, you think getting into politics is gonna do, like, he's talking to like the political science majors and all that shit. Like, you think politics is gonna help you change the world? Like, you're sorely mistaken. I hope you know that. Because like people like me are the people that push the world forward. He's like, you have to make enough money to sit at the table that I sit at, to answer and to question the things that I answer and question.
Yeah.
To the people that actually change shit, to do shit. If you don't sit at this table, guess what? You're making zero changes.
Yeah.
Period. And it's like, you can either LARP as a politician and LARP that you're changing the world, or you can go and make as much fucking money as you can and then sit at this goddamn table, and then we can change the world together.
And lobby the politicians yourself.
Yeah. Hey, here's $1 million. Don't do that. Okay. Yeah. All right. No problem. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
But, people, it's...
Yeah.
I'm just...
Well, part of like, I mean, it's like, I don't, Washington D.C. is like probably the most unholy place in the world.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, it's just like even those politicians that are like,
have you heard the stat
I
about
want to change, and then it's like they somehow end up on Epstein's list,
somehow
James Island,
somehow, yeah.
And then it's like look at AOC. Like AOC is like the worst person who ever lived, and it's like,
or fucking what's her name,
she's
Nancy Pelosi,
yeah, oh, God.
Dude. But like, have you seen the stat of like Washington D.C.?
No.
So there's a stat. There's a crazy millionaire stat. The most millionaires in the entire fucking world, in one clump, are in Washington D.C. When within like a 20-mile radius of Washington D.C. only is just the most dense amount of millionaires.
Yeah,
and guess they didn't make their millions in tech. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. They're just being lobbied by all the billionaires, and they're like, here's a mill, do that, do this, do that, and they all become millionaires. And it's like, how much is that? Does the senator's office on like 100,000, maybe a couple 100,000 to be a House of Representative or whatever? It's like,
and they trade in the market with secrets. It's crazy. I mean, like Pelosi is like,
and we want these people to believe like they're honest and all this bullshit. It's like,
they're the most. To be a politician is to be dishonest.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah. It's literally the.
You think what is it? They're supposed to be for the people.
Yeah.
They're not for the people. I hate to break it to you.
It's like, it's like how the black kids recite all that shit when the cop pulls them over. It's like, dude, you work for me, dude. It's like, they don't. They never explicitly said that. You believe that explicitly. Yeah.
Protect and serve.
Yeah, themselves. That's why there's a ... dumbass.
It's not good.
And that's Ep.10.
And that's episode, I'm not even sure at this point.